Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me, say, Baba, do me correcto.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking about how I achieved this vocal production. First off, we'll dive into the editing of the vocal. Originally, it was not like this. This was something I've mixed before, but I just decided to do a little bit of touch up to it while practicing and just coming up with different stuff, learning. The first thing I did on this vocal is obviously to use a tuning plugin like Auto-Tune. Although, like I said, I was practicing, so this is a lot of Auto-Tune. That's a retune speed of 15, but then I'm using a lot of Humanize and then FlexTune about 25 to like help it. Like I said before in previous videos, FlexTune is like an attack on your compressor. It gives the vocal room to be expressive. The next thing I did is to add a DSR. This is what it sounds like raw, by the way, without anything, without.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head,
So now with the Auto-Tune,
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head,
and then the next thing is the DSR.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head,
I just like how this DSR works, how it stems the S's, and I'm using it a little more aggressively just because I know what is coming. She has a very airy vocal and I want to achieve that airiness. I want to keep that airiness. And because I know what is coming, I'm taming it more than doing my boost later. Some people do boost, and then they tame. So they shape the sound they want and then they tame it. For me, on this particular one, sometimes they do that, but on this particular one, I'm doing tame, and then boost, and then a little bit of taming. That's what I'm doing on this vocal. So next thing after the DSI is the Soothe plugin.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head,
Just to catch harsh frequencies on the top end. So the next thing is an EQ. I'm rolling all the way up to 190 Hz, 24 dB per octave, and then I'm taking out 2.7K dynamically, 0.79-ish. And then it's going dynamically all the way to -3 thereabout.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me, say, Baba.
I want the vocal to have that tiny, not tiny, but not too much of a low end. And the next is the compressor. And what's this compressor doing? The compressor is just taming peaks.
Baba, do me correcto. Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me, say, Baba, do me correcto.
The whole idea is to keep the vocal consistent, and as you can see from this compressor, it's just leveling it. We're doing -1.6 or -2 dB maximum. On the first compressor, that's what I usually do because I know I'm still bringing in more compressors. So I'm compressing in series. Another EQ.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me, say, Baba, do me correcto. Anointing on my head.
Well, it feels like, yo, you're taking out a lot. No, I'm not taking out a lot because I'm just catching certain resonant frequencies that is happening dynamically. I'm not just cutting it out. And these two frequencies here, because of the microphone she recorded with, which is the NT2A, just have some harsh frequencies going on around there. The next thing that comes up is Waves CLA2A.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector.
So on this particular vocal chain, this compressor is doing nothing more than -3 dBs maximum. So it's just calculative because this is one of the best ways to compress your vocal or anything at all. Instead of just using one compressor to squash everything down to like, let's say -10, -12 dBs, you can use different compressors to achieve that serially, and it's more transparent when you compress like that. So this is giving me the first compressor, which is a VCA compressor, is giving me -2 dB, which is the Pro C2. The LA2 is giving me -3 dBs.
Baba, do me correcto. Anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me, say, Baba, do me correcto. Anointing.
So you can hear the before and after. And one thing I do is gain stage while I'm compressing. Sometimes for most people, they use this compressor for like volume to add volume. But in this case, I'm not doing that because I want to hear what I'm doing. Volume can be deceptive sometimes. It makes you feel like, oh, it's sounding better. But that is not what I'm looking for in this case. I want to actually compress the vocal and just achieve consistency. And that's why I'm doing this. So to ensure that I'm not deceiving myself. So the next thing, I draw another compressor again, which is the arrow comp. And
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say, hey, Baba, do me.
So this one is actually doing about -1 dB maximum. It's just there to hold, to catch any other peak that is poking through. And of course, the ratio is about 1.5. So that is very, very soft. So that's a soft compression going on there. And then the next one we have the yeser.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh.
The DSI is doing nothing less than -2 to -3 dB. And the next thing we have is another EQ. That is because after all of this adding compression and all of that, I noticed low mids and mid range was popping up, and I just needed to control that. And instead of using a multi-band compressor, because the vocal, I don't want the vocal to sound too compressed, I decided to do dynamic EQ.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say, hey, Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing on my head.
So, and then I'm also adding some top end. And the next thing is we have another de-esser because, of course, we added top end. So we have another de-esser. That is because of what is coming up next.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say, hey, Baba.
So the whole idea is to achieve a vocal that is shiny and archless. And that is why I'm building it gradually. A little bit of top end, a little bit of DSN, a little bit of top end, a little bit of DSN. That's the tactic for me. And then the next thing I have is a Pultec EQP1A. And this is what it sounds like. So I'm adding 6 to 7 dB with a broad bandwidth of 10K. So this is what it sounds like with and without.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say, hey, Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing on my head, oh. I steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say.
Now, that adds a lot of life and just brings out the sweetness. And the next thing I have is an SSL compressor. What I'm doing on this compressor is slow attack, fast release, and then I'm squashing the vocal all the way to about -10 dB. And then I have a makeup gain of about 10 dB. And I'm mixing it in, I'm blending the vocal in. So I'm not using the entire mix, wet mix. It's almost like a parallel compression type thing. Let's hear it with and without.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say, hey, Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing on my head, oh. I steady collect, oh. On God, he showed me, say.
So if you observe, what this does is it brings the vocal forward and then it helps it sit like right in your face. It's not moving. It's not like all over the place. It's just sitting, sticking right there in your face, looking at you and your
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just steady collect, oh.
Why do I have a parallel compression? It just looks like it's too much, but in the real sense, it is not because this is the fader. What does it sound like? Let's listen. Without parallel compression.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh.
With parallel compression now.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh. I just Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh.
It brings it further into your face. It just gives it that stay one place kind of vibe, if that makes sense. Yes. And the next thing we have a room. Sending into a room, which is a Valhalla room.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh.
If I talk about the big reverb, I have this delay.
Baba, do me correct, oh. Anointing forehead, oh.
So it gives it some sort of like width. And then we have the big reverb, which sounds like this.
Baba do me correcto, anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me say, Baba do me correcto.
What am I doing on my master bus? I'm using this plugin called Enfuse from Kive Audio. Kive Audio. I don't know if it's Kive Audio or Kive Audio. Kive Audio, okay? So this is the difference it makes. It just gives it that rich, there's this richness it adds to the overall mix. This is what it sounds like without.
Baba do me correcto, anointing for head, I just steady collector. On God, he show me say, Baba do me correcto. Anointing on my head, I steady.
So if you got value from this content, do it to click the follow button and also click the like and share. Drop a comment and let me know what you want me to do next.